Catlin here. I actually went through the problem a while ago and realized that I wasn't recording. So I have all of my notes written down, but I don't have it explained. So I'll go through these first two, and you can kind of see why I have what I have written down. Number one, we had to decide whether it was an increase or a decrease. And I decided that this one was a decrease because from X to Y, we lost, I X'd it out, we lost a little bit. And this one was an increase because from X's length to Y's length, we gained this little white wedge here. So we had an increase. And the reason why I picked 25% for both is because X in both situations was broken down into 4 equal sections. And 4 equal sections means that you have 25% per block. 25, 25, 25, 25 is 25, 50, 75, 100. So this one you lost 25 when you went down to the Y length, and on this one you gained 25 when you increased and added on one of those 25. So decrease and increase. So we had to kind of do the same thing on number 2, but with different sized chunks. So like on the first one, number 2, part A, you had this 100% block of flour that the bakery used, and then the next month there was a 40% increase relative to what you had in the previous month. So I added on this little 40% section that matched what 40% looks like out of a whole, tacked it on, and then showed that that space or that distance is now 140% because it's 40 more than the 100. And similarly over here we had this milk. The bakery used 100% of their milk last month, and then this month they had a 75% decrease relative to what they used. So if we used 100% of the milk and then all of a sudden we lost 75%, which looks like this size, then we would only be left with this little 25% section, because 100 minus 75 equals 25. And so that's how you do those types of problems. And it really extends into number 3. So we'll go ahead and do number 3 also here. Write each percent increase or decrease as a percentage of the initial amount. Okay? They've done the first one for us. This year there was 40% more snow. So that one's just like the one we just did. 40% more means that there is 140% of the amount of snow from last year. Okay? Because we combined it. The next one, this year, there were 25% fewer sunny days than last year. So this means that the amount of sunny days is 75% of last year. Because if you lost 25%, then you would be left with 25. So it's kind of the reverse of this milk problem from before. The next one for C says compare the last month. There was a 50% increase in the number of houses sold this month. So a 50% increase means that the amount or the number of houses sold is 150% of last month, because we added 50% onto the whole, so it'd be 150%, 50% more. And then the last one, the runner has taken his time to complete this marathon, and it's 10% less than his last. So if it's 10% less than his last, and we considered his last at 100%, then we would say the runner's time 10% less than 100 is 90% of last marathon. And that completes numbers 1 through 3.